Good evening. You joined me down today at Pevensey Bay. It's about 11 o'clock at night, and condition wise at the minute the tide is currently coming in. High tide is due to be about 20 past 2 in the morning, I think, from what I can remember. Wind wise, we've got currently wind gusting from 20 odd mile an hour to about 35 mile an hour, and it is coming straight off the sea, straight into our faces. It's a south-south northerly wind, southeasterly wind, sorry, straight into our faces. So the sea is rough, and the reason I've decided to come down here and fish these conditions was the other night me and a mate come down here. I wasn't filming, and we were just having a social, and I ended up catching 6 bass. Now these are only schoolies, only about that big, nothing too big. But I had 6 and my mate had 2 in about an hour and 40 minutes, and that was before we got pushed off from rain. Condition wise at the minute look almost identical, and fishing the tide up again, the wind's the same, blah blah blah. But hopefully there's no rain this evening. So on my right hand rod I'm going to be fishing a 2-hook clip down rig with some fresh lug. On the left hand rod I'm going to try a pulley Pennel rig, and I'm going to use 2 lug and a frozen squid. Now this is a cocktail that was suggested to me by the guys over at Angler's Den, so I'm going to give that a go and see how it does. But yeah, I'm going to get the rod set up. Bear with me for the wind. Hopefully you guys can hear me because it is blowing a hoolie. But I'm going to get set up and get fishing. Hope you guys can appreciate this isn't the easiest of things to do with a camera directly in front of your face, but I'm doing it so that you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm trying a new camera angle, so hopefully it works. So these are fresh lug. I have got some frozen salted blacks as well in the bag. And all I'm going to do is just nip the tail end off on that one. That's good to go. Get rid of that. The reason I've chosen to go with the 2-hook clip down rig is because, well, I'm guessing that with the wind in front of me I'm going to be struggling for distance. So I'm also using 7-ounce leads, and I've got the new Gemini, well they're not new, they're new to me, the Gemini leads, these fancy things. As the other evening when I was fishing with 7-ounce leads I was still breaking out, so I asked the guy in the tackle shop. He says these ones are meant to be a bit stronger because obviously only one leg can break out at a time, but I'll give it a go this evening and see what it's like. It's definitely strong out there at the minute, so we'll definitely see. But that's it, that's that one baited up. I'll leave that on there, hopefully that doesn't blow away. And right, let's get this on the rod. If I can reach him, because that is blowing. Oh god, I've got line around the camera. Right. Just get that clipped on there. also got before we get started in here is some tip lights. Now these are quite cool. These are just the BCCT lights, and I've got them in blue. Only real reason I've got them is so it just makes it a bit easier, hopefully, for the camera to see it. But I had to buy some new ones because the other evening I casted and one decided to fly off. So hopefully this evening I can retain it. There we go. That's on there. That's there. We'll set this up. Make sure it's not wrapped around the eye. Where is that? Go on, get in there. Alright, I'm going to try and face the wind to my back so that hopefully you guys can hear me, because it is really blowing. Now how's that, is that going to work with that lead? It's not. Right, my bad, I'm not going to be able to use that lead. So what I'm going to do, I'll leave that on there. I'm going to grab, I never even thought of that. I'm going to grab the other 7-ounce lead that I've got. These are the ones that kept breaking out the other evening, but they tighten these up. Obviously that Gemini lead doesn't have a clip, I only just thought of that. Hopefully that'll be alright. Will that work on the pulley Pennel? No, it won't either. You have to let me know in the comments, is there a way that that Gemini lead can work? There must be. But all I'm doing now is just getting this clip down. Right. Get him back in the box. And now then. Right, so the clip down lead is going to go out on the right hand rod, so I'm going to chuck this out. It's on the left at the minute, and then I'll swap it over. See, but that is rough, and hopefully full of bass. Right, we're walking back up. Straight away, I mean, the camera can see, but pulling in the current. That's the heaviest lead I've got, so that'll have to do for the time being. But right. Next up, we are going to try a pulley Pennel. So the guy at the shop said a 2.0 pulley Pennel. There's another lead. That should stop that blowing away, he says. That rod has been pushed right round to the left. This one baited up in the So I've never done this rig before, especially with lug. So what the guy said, slide that one up out of the way. Feed the first worm like that. And then he said I needed some bait elastic. Without this all blown away or being late. Right, just understand as well, so I'm trying to do this with the camera directly in front of my face. So he said line it up next to it. If I can get hold of this elastic in the wind, Jesus, where's he gone? This condition's mad. Right. I feel like I could do with a shorter needle for this. That'll do for that. Squid, take the needle away. What I've actually got in here might help me. It's one of these, I don't know what you call it, a spoon I guess. God, this wind. Now I've lost the end of the elastic. There he is. Right, that'll do. So that's like that. That should not pull out. Would have been bad. Slide off. Chuck that back in there. Pull the Pennel down. Now, I've seen a lot of people say loop this round a few times. That's pulled out. So 1, 2, and just through the top, I'm guessing, like that. We'll give that a go. Now looking at the rods, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Pennel out on the right, because that left one has swung right round now. And I think I'm going to have to re-chuck that, because that's in the over the groins, I think. But we'll get this one out. That sea is rough. Right, let's hope that that lead holds. Right, let's have a look at this left one. There's a bit of weight. No, maybe not. And we got a whiting. Oh no, that's not. I was hoping to avoid. Yeah, a whiting. There we go. First fish. We're not a blank. What a set of teeth. Hungry little buggers. Right. Get this one back. Get rebaited. Even the right hand rod now has swung right around. Oh, nearly lost you. I think it's safe to say it's probably too windy at the minute to try with two rods, because both rods are just swinging round to the left. So 7 ounces are the heaviest I've got, and that one's broken out and moved right round the beach. So I'm probably going to leave the left hand rod out for the minute and just try and concentrate on one. But I think I'm going to have to reel this one in because that one's gone slack. Yeah. These are really tough conditions, really. I've never fished. Well, the other night was rough, but this is something else. Let's have a look at this. So the bait's come back absolutely fine. The wind is blowing it me this way. I've got my rod tips facing slightly this way. In these situations, is it best to fish the rods facing into the wind and tightening down, or would you do what I've done and fish against for bite indication? If you guys could maybe drop a comment and let us know. But I'm gonna get this rod back out. The bait looks fine, it's untouched. Yeah, 7 ounces is the heaviest lead I've got and it's not holding. Failing that, I might put on a 2-hook flapper rig and use the Gemini weight. That's the only other thing I could try. But there's bait still good on there, so I'm going to chuck that back out and try that. I mean, hopefully now you guys can see the tip light. It's just constant. I don't know what else I can do. I mean, bite detection's almost impossible. Already it's moved straight round to the left. I don't know what else to try. I mean, I'm here, I'm fishing, I've caught a fish. Got to be happy with that. I'll stand this side so it blocks the wind. But yeah, tough conditions. Right, I think all I can do is concentrate on the one rod. I'm going to get myself a drink, take a seat and see if we get a bite, or I'll give it 15 minutes and then we reel it in. We'll see how far round, if it pushes round. But yeah, I think that's all I can do at the minute, so let's get a drink. That seems to be pulling down quite a bit harder now. No, it's gone slack again. So it's really hard to tell if it's really hard to tell what's going on, really. Just trying to see whereabouts the line is. It's almost come around straight in front of the rods now. I'll tell you what I'm going to try is repositioning the rods. I'm going to swing them round and bring them in so they're facing the direction. The tide's coming and pushing this way, right to left. I'm going to try that and see if that will let it hold a bit better. But I'm going to reel this in and see if there's anything on there and rechuck. Get it all reset and we'll go from there. Snapped. Bollocks. Wow, that's 28-pound braid. Wow. Well, that rod's definitely going away now. That is wind knotting right up as well. Bugger. Don't quite know how that happened. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. No, right. I'm absolutely covered in line, so that's the mess. I'm going to pack this rod down, and I think what I'm going to do is get a 2-hook flapper out and try that Gemini rig lead and see if that will let me hold bottom. But yeah, not ideal. Right, we're set up. Is that holding any better? No, by the looks of it. Just too strong out there, I think. Yeah. Too strong. That tip. It's just pulling. But I'm going to try. I'm going to give it another half hour, 20 minutes. Try and see. If we can get a bite. So what I've done is I've tried positioning the rod now straight out to the sea at a much higher angle to try and keep the line out of the surf, but the waves are enormous. I think I've got weed blowing up the line as well now, right onto the end of the rod. This one's been out now for about 15 minutes. I'm going to reel it in. I'm going to give it one more go to try, but I mean, it's pulling. The lead's just not holding, but I've caught a fish, so unfortunately, yes, I snapped off. I don't feel great about that. I don't really like leaving tackle out and losing gear, but it's hard conditions. The sea's a lot rougher than it was the other evening. But I'm learning, I'm trying, so I guess some could say they wouldn't fish in conditions like these. It is just too much, but you've got to experience it firsthand, I guess, to make these decisions and come to those conclusions. But I'm going to reel this one in, get it rebaited, give it 15-20 minutes, and then probably call it a night, I think. Well, after catching nothing but bass the other evening, got a second whiting, so not a complete blank. Did 2 fish. Unfortunately it's not a bass, but I'm going to get this rebaited. I'm going to try once more. There's obviously fish out there, but I'll get this one back and get it back out. So straight away again it's broken out. I don't really see what else I can try now. I mean, it's almost at the point where it's yanking the rod clean out the rest. Yeah, it's not holding at all. I mean, would fishing at more distance help in a situation like this? That is kited right round to the left. I'm going to chuck it once more at distance. I think if that breaks out, I'm going to have to call that it. What on earth has gone on here? There's the leader. That's it, rig's gone. Well, bit of a disaster this evening. I lost the wind protector for one of my microphones. Lost 2 rigs now. Maybe I shouldn't have come, but I'm learning, so I'm grateful for the experience. But I have caught 2 fish, no bass, which was a target species, but the conditions were just too much, I guess. Maybe it was my inexperience, but just couldn't hold bottom out there, so I'm going to get packed up, get all the stuff loaded back in the car and get home and get warm. But thanks for watching. So if you've got any positive comments or any feedback, please let me know if you think I did something wrong or need to improve on, or maybe what you guys would try in these situations, these conditions. But yeah, that tide's coming in quick, so I'm going to get packed up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.